We're off to a strange place. Let's explore Industria. When the game begins, it drops you off in this new fantastical kind of city. You don't know why you're there or how you got there, but you know there's one person you want to find, and that's your brother. And going to find your brother is not an easy task. It leads you through the city in different little sections on your journey to kind of make sense of what's going on in this world, what happened to the city, and there's nobody around, and where am I, where is my brother, and the mystery is slowly unveiled throughout the rest of the game. As you find yourself traversing the city, you will kind of come across several different environment types. There's tight kind of office rooms, there's factories that you can go in that are just dilapidated. You find a lot of these abandoned houses with kind of different little quirks to them, some reasons to explore, but it is just a little bit lackluster. Aesthetically speaking though, these environments look great. Technically, the resolution is pretty good and everything looks well populated, but it does get kind of, I don't know, depressing going through this dilapidated, broken down city. It does get a little tiring, but the aesthetic matches with the kind of robots, the enemies that you find. There's a lot of these humanoid creatures and they kind of stalk around. Some of them are adept at using weapons so they can shoot back at you, but the majority of them just kind of run, flailing their arms, trying to get to you, which is a little unnerving, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense as far as story is concerned. The story is definitely the main focus in this game, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but you do learn a little bit about what's going on in the city. Why are these robots here? Did they murder everyone? Did people escape? All of these questions do get answers, but they're answered in the form of collectibles. These journal entries, these pages that you can find around. And that's just about the only story that you're going to be told. There is an NPC that you can speak to over the radio throughout the game, and they give you a little bit of offering as to what happened, what's going on, but they mainly just focus as a waypoint. Hey, you checked out this building? Well, have you heard about the factory downtown? There's no real open sandbox area in this game. There's not a whole lot of freedom agency. You're just there to get from point A to B. You can be a little creative on the way, but there isn't much to do other than that. There is a little bit of exploring you can do, and that does reward you with some items. You can pick up different ammo types. There's health vials, but that's just about it. There isn't clutter, there's no option to sell items and things like that that would, maybe take more of your time in an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout kind of scenario. They've done away with all that. They've simplified it, and I think that's actually a good thing. In my opinion, the simplicity of this game makes it kind of stay on course. You don't get distracted. You're only ever scavenging for different ammo, and with 4 different weapon types, there's never really an issue of, oh no, there's no ammo. Kind of a, what Resident Evil would do to you. Doesn't seem to happen in this game. And again, I think that is positive. If it took me too long to kind of scavenge ammo around and I'm forced to explore, I would have been really frustrated with that. Although it would have extended the game time of this game. It's not super long. It's been recommended at about 4 to 5 hours. I think it took me about 7 when I was taking my time going through it. So there's not a whole lot of game here, but it is quick to the point. Not a lot of fluff. They get you with this big mystery. What is going on here? Where am I? Where did Walter go? And then they answer them pretty succinctly. My biggest complaint, I think, is that the reveal in the story, not going to spoil it, I'm telling you, but it kind of was foreshadowed before it happened. With maybe 2 or 3 hours left in the game, which is a pretty significant chunk, I had already guessed what the reveal was going to be. Industria is trying to do its own thing, telling an intriguing story and showing off kind of an imaginative what could have been. The meat and potatoes of this game is getting through that storyline and getting these answers to the questions you have at the beginning, and I think it did a great job of that. A really imaginative world. I really liked Industria. It looked good, and it sounded pretty great too. I had a good time with this one. I'm going to give this a 7.5. I think it is completely competent. It does what it set out to do. There's a few little aspects of it I would have tweaked, but like I said, I had a great time. Industria is an excellent FPS thriller story with great environments. However, not very deep or difficult gameplay.